Flame for God, PRC 2000. This video is a look back to when the previous church building was aflame and burned. But it also looks forward, and it looks forward to our continued commitment of having our hearts aflame for God and caring for people, the heartbeat of our ministry. May our building never burn again, but may we always be aflame for God and His Son, Jesus Christ, by His Spirit.
But now we've reached that time that we're going to burn this piece of paper. Somebody said to me tonight, "You're not going to burn that." I said, "Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to burn it. Because it's going to be a thrilling moment for me, and I hope for everybody else here." Now, here it goes.
We first had a planning committee, and the planning committee asked for everyone to evaluate the space that they had and to what extent it didn't meet their needs, and then estimating what they did need. And the Lord was certainly with us because He brought to our attention an architect who turned out to be just excellent. And he was very pleased with the information that we had pulled together and used that to make, we asked him to make a long-range plan. The architect made a presentation to the congregation that was just excellent. And he explained all the process.
Hi, my name is Jill Sassett, and I was co-superintendent with Tom Bates of the Sunday School before the education wing was built. I remember all the children we used to have in the old building. I mean, we used every bit of space that we could find to have Sunday school, and we just kept growing. There kept being so many more children, and we were putting them everywhere we could find a place. I remember teaching Bible school in one of the upstairs classrooms, and you had one long table, and then you had like maybe 4 other feet where you had to have activities because you just didn't have any space. And those kids are so active at that age. I remember bundling the kids up to go across the parking lot and watching out for cars because we had to keep them safe on the trip over.
When I think back to how we used to function in the building before we had the education wing, I just can't even really imagine still doing it that way. We used to have ABFs next to each other in the overflows, and we really only had the space to have 3 classes. We had craft supplies spread all over the place. There was just no centralized place for them to be, and you had a little bit here and a little bit there. I remember when we first built the education wing, it seemed so big and so empty, and a lot of people wondered how we would ever use all that space. Cool to see how God has filled it up with teachers and people and equipment, and it's really not about the building. The building is just a structure, but it's really about what God has done with that building and how faithful He's been to us since we built it.
The new building has so many advantages. I mean, I teach the second grade, and there is so much room for our activities. There's space for the shyer ones to be able to be on their own, not feel intimidated by the more active kids in the class.
We used to have ABFs next to each other in the overflows, and we really only had the space to have 3 classes, and now we have 5 adult ABFs, and those rooms are full of people. We started out with 4 children's Sunday school classes, and now we've grown to 7, and if we had an empty room to use, we'd be able to have an 8th. We've just really been blessed and seen an increase even just over the last year. Our numbers for Sunday school and kids church are up by about 30%, and God is really working here in the hearts of children and families. Certainly we would not have seen the increases that we've seen over the last couple of years if we didn't have the space to accommodate children safely and just to be able to have a good time with them. It's been a real blessing to be able to not close our doors to people from the community and have enough room to let them come in and meet God here.
Paying off the mortgage is not only a practical thing, I believe it's a spiritual thing. It shows that you all have been good stewards of what God has given to you. But this is not the end. You shouldn't stop here. You should keep going. God has not called Princetown to just pay off this building and be satisfied with what you have. I believe as Christians we should never be satisfied. We should always want more of God, that is, not more of possessions. And there are still a lot of things to do. God has commanded us in the Word to go, advance, possess. And I believe that's exactly what the leadership of Gary and the men and women of this church that you're to do.
In the long-range plans, there are more needs.